However vast the darkness, we must supply our own light. That's a famous Stanley Kubrick quote, and it's so important, and lighting is so important on a film set. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, lighting. And more importantly, we at Unity Vision got our hands on SWIT's brand new Vango series, the Vango 100 and the Vango 70. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, my name is Malcolm Odell, and today we have something very, very special. We're going to be doing a review on some new lighting products that have only just launched. But before I dive into the review, let's talk a little bit about the backstory. A couple of months ago, I reached out to a company that I had been purchasing products from for quite some time. I basically said to them, hey guys, do you want to send me some kit to review? So they did. The amazing people at SWIT decided to send me their new Vango series. The Vango 70 1x1, and what I'm being illuminated by right now is the Vango 100 2x1. Now, SWIT specialise in lighting, batteries, transmitting devices, and also monitors. But to me, they've really outdone themselves with these new Vango LED panels. Let's dive right into the ergonomics. So on first inspection, the ergonomics, the visuals, the whole design of the LED panels are just, to me, beautiful. Sometimes it's not just having a great product, but having something that also looks, feels, and operates just amazingly is just outstanding. It has DMX input and output. It has a 4-pin XLR power cable that supports 11 to 34 volts. It has a 3.5-inch color display, which is great for gaffers when choosing what gels you want or what colors you want. When ordering the Vango series, you can either choose V-Lock or gold mount batteries. Now, something that I wouldn't say disappointed me, but something that I would have liked to have seen on these LED panels, especially the 2x1, the large one, and maybe 2 V-Lock or 2 gold mount battery slots for hot swapping, just in case. I mean, it does obviously have the power inputs, which you don't need to worry about hot swapping, but it would have been nice to have seen, dual V-Lock mounts on there. Now, when it comes to the settings of the screen, they've nailed it. It's very easy, very straightforward. The Bluetooth connectivity with the app is seamless. Across the board, I've worked with and dealt with a lot of lighting products and other products that use Bluetooth integration and connectivity, and SWIT's Bluetooth connectivity with these devices and their app is probably one of the easiest and more seamless connectivity and apps that I've ever used. Let's talk about build quality and aesthetics, which to me are always extremely important. First impressions mean everything. And right out of the bag, literally, this thing blows me out the water. The bag itself is actually a fabric bag with a foam insert, and everything is neatly tucked away. So I have no concerns that transportation and transporting this device is going to cause me any concerns for damage. Taking the light out of the bag, the build quality is strong, rigid. It doesn't feel cheap. Everything is metal and high quality plastic. The locking mechanism on the side seems strong and durable, and it also has the ability to centralize it and move it around without disconnecting and unscrewing it, which I love because I have OCD and I always like to put things away neatly. The little teeth in the locking mechanism are made of metal and not plastic, so there's going to be no concern there that they're going to fray or they're going to wear away or break at all. The barn doors are strong, durable. They actually take some force to pull out, which to me I love, because over time when you start moving these a lot, they get flimsy, so you'll lift this up and it'll just slowly fall down on cheaper products. Not with the Vango series. The diffuser itself seems clear, crisp. It gives you a nice diffused light. Currently the Vango we have just here, which is the Vango 2x1, is set at 30% with no modifiers or anything attached to the front of it. So you're getting a nice even light, crisp light, and soft light across me. So the user interface itself, if we dive in a bit more deep into what each one means and each one has, you have your basic CCT, HSI, RGB colors, gels. So we have Roscoe and Lee gels, which are custom built-in gels. Now, if you dive into the effects panel, it has the usual array of effects. It has your cop car, your paparazzi, your candlelight, your TV, your color cycle, flash, strobe. It has everything, so you're never ever going to be stuck for choice when it comes to effects. Now, all this can be controlled through the app, and the app is amazing. Very easy and simply laid out. It has all the effects. It even has presets that you can set to. It has a professional panel that you can change to also. Now, what I love so much about the SWIT VANGO series is the technology they've incorporated into these devices. So first of all, what they've done is they've placed their powerful SND LEDs around the outside facing inwards. Now, what that allows SWIT to do with the VANGO series is create an incredibly thin RGBW panel at only 21mm thick. Now, the other thing they've incorporated is another piece of technology called time division technology. Now, when they first threw this sentence at me, I was confused and mesmerized. Confused because I didn't know what it meant, and mesmerized because I'm a geek and I wanted to know what it meant. So down a rabbit hole I went in front of Google for hours trying to fathom and understand exactly what time division technology is. And here is my understanding of what it is. So traditional RGB panels, monitors, screens, so on and so forth, that use a light emitting diode structure, LED structure of red, blue, green. So the VANGO series is slightly different because they're SND LEDs around the outside facing inwards. But hypothetically speaking, let's talk from a traditional LED RGB panel where their SND LEDs or their LEDs are placed in rows and columns. Tend to get red, blue, green, red, blue, green, red, blue, green in that order or similar to that order. Now, the thing is with RGB is light travels in different wavelengths. So what tends to happen is, for example, the blue LED tends to be bigger because blue light is darker, so it needs to emit more light to compensate. Now, what happens if we're pumping 100% power into these RGB panels and we want white light is the 100% of the power is distributed across the RGB structure, and that gives us pure white light. But what happens if we want red or blue or green, for example? You can't pump 100% power into an individual color because it'll overload the circuit and overload the LED. So what tends to happen is the devices tend to cap out at around 30% power to each LED light emitting diode to make sure that it doesn't overload the circuit. Now, because light travels in different wavelengths, you tend to get different variations in colors and brightness, and you don't get full capacity and full power from your RGB lighting panels. But what SWIT have done is incorporate something called time division technology, which perfectly calculates the amount of power to send to each bank of light emitting diodes. Now, I was still to some degree confused at this point, but check it out for yourself. Check out the power, the color, and the quality of light from these devices. So, my final thoughts on the SWIT VANGO series. Well, if you're a filmmaker or you make music videos or documentaries or talking head style interviews, then to me, the SWIT VANGO series is the light setup for you. If you're looking for something that has great user interface, great app that's not confusing, will have you pulling your hair out trying to connect to Bluetooth, has great portability and functionality, and also has great power consumption so it doesn't leave you swapping batteries every half an hour, then the VANGO series is for you. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Stay tuned. Happy filming.